If you want to see me swatch the Amrezy palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, it is the time, it is the day for me to swatch the Amrezy palette. There have been already in the palette roulette intro, I will put that right there, some requests for looks with this palette, and I want to invite more, obviously. I want to swatch this palette and give you a good sense of the colors so that if you do want to request more colors, then you have the swatches and you have a better idea of what you might want to see on the eye. So that is what we are doing today. And by the way, speaking of eye looks, if you're curious about this one, I created the look with the Blitz Astral Quad by Pat McGrath, and that video should already be up on this channel if you are curious. And assuming it is, I will put it right there. And if it's not yet, I will link it as soon as it is available. Okay, blah, 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 blah. We are back to this palette. Look at this palette. Look at the glitter. Now this palette is a bit different from the other palettes from Anastasia. This is 16 shadows as opposed to 14, which makes it a little bit longer, as in this way, than the other palettes in the Anastasia usual 14 pan collection. Okay, so this is so brand new, I haven't even taken the plastic off the mirror, and I don't see why until I start using this palette for my eyes. Let me just take the brush out here. Okay, there we go. It was actually stuck in, that's interesting. So it has a typical Anastasia double-ended brush. I think it's pretty much the brush that comes in every palette. So we are going to go, as I usually do. Now, can I, yeah, okay. It's a stiffer top, but you can still fold it back. All right, so the color so far that I've had the most requests for, and the one I'm very interested in, is Barb. But everything else is also up for grabs. So here's what I want to do. I want to do all of the top row and then go into the bottom row that goes into the mattes. So we're going to get into a lot of the bling before we get into the mattes. Hopefully that makes sense. And my preference is to just swatch the 3 fingers. The pinky sometimes gives shadows short shrift, and I don't like that. So we're going to go into the first 4, which is Wasted, Barb, I think Liddy, and Cupcake. So we'll do those 4 first. And I have my arm ready to go, and hopefully we can fit 16 shadows. Let's give it a go. They are very soft, as is usual for Anastasia shadows, except for the glitters, and Barb is definitely one of the glitters. Oh, and Liddy is very crumbly. Okay. And Cupcake feels pretty good. So far as feel, I feel like Wasted and Cupcake feel the best. Okay, so here are the fingers. My fingers are very dry thanks to all this cleaning going on these days. So here's Wasted. And then we've got Barb that so many folks are asking for. Oh wow, it is gorgeous. Paulina keeps talking about it. And actually Angelica as well, I believe, talked about Barb. Nice, okay. I don't usually stop for a shadow, so that tells you I was curious about it. This is Liddy, and this is definitely going to be a pat-on type of eyeshadow with a glitter glue for sure. And this is Cupcake. Okay, so I'm going to go in for a second go. Look at Cupcake. That's kind of cool. Yeah, look at Cupcake, not my fingers. Look at Cupcake. Okay, Barb. Okay, second go. Wasted. That's kind of a nice play on words. Barb, which I'm sure did not need a second go. It's quite beautiful. And then we have Liddy, which I'm going to pat this time. It's a better application for that glitter. And then Cupcake. And again, the fingers. Yeah, there's a lot of bling to these eyeshadows for sure. Okay, just wiping off the fingers, and we're going to go to the next 4 on the top row. So far, the only one I'm thinking is kind of meh is Liddy, just because of the glitter. I'm not maybe super jazzed, but who knows? Maybe I will love it on the outer to centered outer lid or inner to center lid. I'm not sure. Who knows? We can't judge yet. These are just swatches. All right, so I'm going to go into Dragon, Leo, Gemini, and Georgina. Oh, I did use my pinky. Did it go okay? Yeah, it did. Cupcake swatched just fine, so I think I'm going to keep using my pinky. Okay, I said I wouldn't. Go figure. Okay, so Dragon, Leo. Dragon and Leo are super soft. Gemini is another glitter. And we've got Georgina, which, yeah, I think the pinky will do just fine with Georgina. If it were a glitter, that would be more of a problem. Okay, so here we go. We have Dragon. And then Leo. And Gemini. I think it's worth going and checking out the original intent or the reason, the meaning behind each one of these colors. I think you'd get a kick out of it. Go. And so I'm just going to redo them. Gemini, as I expected, just needs to be patted on, and one go doesn't give you enough of the glitter to get a full swatch. So that'll be good that I'm doing a second pass, especially for Gemini. Now Gemini I can see myself using for something like a black tie. So here's the second set of shadows. So we had, that was Dragon again, Leo. Whew, that is some blue. And then packing on Gemini. And Georgina. Okay, so we have that first row all done. And fingers again if you're curious. So Gemini stayed on the finger a little bit better on the second go because there was enough product to kind of finish the swatch. And Leo, the blue, has some staining power, that's for sure. So does Dragon, actually. It's going to go to a little bit more wet area of the cloth I have here. Okay. All right, second row, it is mostly mattes except for the first two. So we have Rezi, Anastasia, New Yorker, and OG. Okay. All right then, so let's go Rezi, Anastasia. That's an easy name to remember in this palette. New Yorker and OG. And these two, the New Yorker and OG, is probably the part of the palette I'm most annoyed with because they're so similar. But let's see on the swatches what they do. Okay, so I have to keep those swatches pretty close together if I want to get them all on my arm here. So that was Rezi, and now I have Anastasia. I should have remembered that. That was a crappy swatch. Wide. Whoops. Shoot. Okay, just clean that up. Okay, we're going for the third one, which is New Yorker. and OG. Yeah, they're just not different enough. I'm not too happy to have two of those. And they're not colors that I'm particularly fond of. That kind of a warm, crappy looking brown is just, it's not my thing at all. If you love it, if you love a camel color, good for you. It's just not my jam at all. Okay, here we go, second time around. Resi. Oh, much better on the second pass. Anastasia, which is a beautiful color. Nice gold, pink duochrome. And then we have New Yorker. And finally, OG. Okay. And fingers one last time. Okay, that was the second swatch, and now going into the last four. We are almost done. And the last four, as I mentioned, are all mattes. So we've got Semsa, 1988. What is this one? BK, I guess for black, and Yugo. All right, Semsa. I like that one. 1988. BK, and Yugo. Nice mattes, but I always love Anastasia mattes, so it's not a stretch. Okay. Semsa, don't remember what that was in reference to. And 1988. Hopefully you can see. Ooh, nice chocolate brown right there. Love it. And then we have BK, which should be a nice black. Yep. I'm running out of room. And then we've got Yugo. That looks weird. But again, it's a really bad spot to swatch. My arm usually does comfortably 15 shadows, so I thought 16-ish. And then that Anastasia shadow was quite a wide swatch. So I wasted a little bit of real estate, but now I know that if I'm careful enough, I can do 16 shadows, so I'll be more careful next time. Not that there are many 16 shadow palettes. Okay, time to go in for a second go on those. So we've got Semsa, 1988, Black or BK, and Yugo. Okay, last swatch go. There you go. Okay, so let's take it from the top and just look through all of this. Yugo is really weird. It's really weird. You know what? I'm going to swatch Yugo on my hand just to see if it's because the elbow is kind of in the way. Because I might just not be giving that shadow a good chance because it's just on a wonky part of my arm. So let's try. Okay, so here's Yugo again because it looks like a really nice color. Let's do it right here. Let's do a second swatch as per the usual. Now it is interesting because it has a burgundy undertone to it. It's a really interesting color as long as it works as a matte. But sometimes with a brush, it works differently than a finger swatch, right? I think it's going to go better as a finger swatch. But as I look at it more, take a look at the finger, I think it's going to be a really nice matte. Yeah, it just swatches crappy, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. So let's talk about the colors that I like as I wipe my fingers here. Okay. All right. I like these two. Can you see the colors properly? Okay. So I like these two, Wasted and Barb for sure. This glitter, Liddy, yeah, if I'm going to wear glitter to an evening out, I think it would be this one. It's that one again, Gemini. I like Cupcake, pardon me, Cupcake. I like that one. I think this one is also very nice, Dragon. I could see that very much on the inner to center lid. This blue is gorgeous. I don't think it's too much my style, but I could see how it would be in the wheelhouse for a lot of people. Talked about this one. This one is quite beautiful. No problem with that one. That one is Georgina. Quite nice. The hot pink, I could see it going well with Barb. And also, of course, with this duochrome right next to it, which is Anastasia, and that is a gorgeous color. That could be an all-over lid color. Then we have New Yorker and OG. Like I said, not a big fan of those. I really do quite like these, actually all four of these. All four of these mattes I'm big on, even though what's it called, Yugo, looks crappy on a swatch. I think it's going to look really good on the eye. So overall, I think I'm pretty good with everything in the palette. I could do away with the two glitters, which would make it a regular 14 shadow Anastasia palette, to be frank. You know, if I didn't have those two, I would be fine with the rest of the palette, I'm pretty sure. Well, those are my impressions. Let me know what you think of these swatches and what colors you would like to see sooner than later. Like I said, I've had a couple of requests for Barb, but if there are other colors that you've seen me swatch in this video that you are super, super interested in seeing on the eye, please leave me a comment and I will do my best to incorporate it in one of the many looks that I expect to be doing with the Amrezy palette. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.